Hi, I'm Dede Daniels, and I've been a personal trainer in the South Bay since before they knew what to call personal trainers. And in that time, I've discovered that lower body strength is important for athletics, for everyday life tasks, for cycling, for running, for climbing stairs. So today, that's what we're going to do, work our lower body. So let's get started. We're going to start with a march. Arms move forward and back. Lift your knees up. So you don't have to go anywhere to burn calories. You can stay right here in place. You can stay right here with us and get in shape. Abdominal muscles in. Now we're going to march for 3 and lift the knee. 1, 2, 3, knee up. 1, 2, 3, knee up. So this is challenging our balance, and we're going through a fuller range of motion with our leg, getting us ready, preparing us. This is the warm-up. A little bit bigger with the arms. So how does it feel to balance on one foot? It's not very long, but it's still balancing. Hopefully you feel good. Now it's all knees, so we'll curl and lift the knee up. Using the abdominal muscles here, keeping the chest up. Let's curl both arms to the front. Stand tall. Now we'll take the elbow to the knee, so we're coming across, a little rotation. So as you twist, keep your chest up. Start to step your feet a little wider. A little wider. We'll reach down and touch the instep. So reach, reach. Now one arm comes up. The arm can go way up. Try not to lean forward. Should feel your heart rate coming up here. Elevating the heart rate, elevating the core temperature. Now we're going to do something similar to this, but the heel is going to go to the back. So it goes around to the back and we pull. Pull. One foot flat, the other heel up. Let's pull the arms back at shoulder height. Feel the muscles around your shoulder blades working. Keep your abdominals in. Now start to pull in from the sides. Let's add a little dip down in the middle, a little squat. Four, 3. Now lift your leg out to the side. Now watch the arms. Out, out. Hopefully you have plenty of room to do this. Now we'll rotate. Keep your elbows in close to your sides. 8 more. Now we'll take the feet together, so we're going to do what's called a step touch. Step, step, cross your arms. Now take the arms behind. Four, 3. Now we'll go back to a march. Keep your toes on the floor, just lift your heels. Slow it down now, one heel and the other heel. So hopefully you're feeling a lot warmer now. And we'll lift both heels simultaneously, up, down. Add a little bend at the hip and the knee. Now we'll add some arms, so we're tiptoes and sit back. So your hips go back, make sure. Now as you raise your arms, try not to do this with your shoulders. So keep your shoulders down. So take your hands on your legs now, sit a little lower. I want you to sit way back with your hips. All right, stop, separate your feet out to about shoulder width distance or maybe a little more narrow than that, and we'll sit back, 2, and stand up. Raise the arms or keep your hands on your legs. Abdominals in. So right now we're working the largest muscles in the body, the muscles in the hips and the legs. So we're burning a lot of calories, we're strengthening, we're building some muscular endurance, all good things. Now down, quick, and stop. So we stop and then come up. Do it again. Abdominals in. Remember, if your back feels tired, keep your hands on your legs like this. I want you to work at your own pace. That's important. Again, down, quick, stop. Lift your arms a little higher if you can. That makes it tougher for your core muscles. 2 more. 1 more time. All right, come on up. Shake your legs out. Now to recover, we're gonna do a couple of stretches, and I want you to use your chair if you need it for balance. Otherwise, hand on your hip. Pull your heel towards your hip and bring your knees down side by side. So this is stretching your quadriceps in the front of the thigh. And then switch. It helps if you keep your eyes on a stationary point. If you're losing your balance, it helps. All right, shake your legs out. Now we're going to turn sideways and we're going to do a backward stepping lunge. So we're going to use a lot of space. Make sure you have plenty of it behind you. I want you to hold your chair if you need to. And here's what it looks like. We're going to alternate legs. So we're going to step back and bend and stand up and step forward. And then the other side, step back and bend. Now if you don't need the chair, you don't have to use it. You can bring your hands to your hips, or you can reach your arms forward. That's kind of a counterbalance for the leg going back. So we need our balance here, so make sure that you're using your focal point, keeping your eyes on a stationary point. And up and back and down. Again. One more. Now we're going to go faster. If you want to, it looks like this. Back and up and back and up. Now make sure as you step back that your knee is not going past your front ankle. So you got to step back far enough. Feel your heart rate coming up? It should be. We're burning lots of calories here. All right, step back and hold. Bring your hands to your hips. Come down. Hold here. Feel the work happening in your lower body. Then we'll step up and we'll do the other side. Hands to the hips. Come on down. Is it hard to balance? Keep your eyes stationary if it is. All right, we'll step up. Shake out your legs. Good work. Now we'll need that cushion that I talked about earlier. You're going to place that in the middle of your mat and we're going to come down. So you'll be on your knees and your tiptoes. Just kind of get your feet ready for what's going to happen here. So we'll take the right leg forward first. Make a 90-degree bend in both knees, hands to the hips. Now we're going to rise up, and I want you to come down, and if you can, touch your knees on the bolster every time, and up. So here we go. Down, up. So if it feels too low or too intense, you don't have to go all the way down. You can keep it more abbreviated like this. Again, make sure your front knee is not going beyond your ankle. We want to keep the knee safe. Abdominals in, chest up. Let's do 4 more. Now we'll come down to the bottom and hold. So we're down at the bottom. We're not quite touching the knee to the pillow, the bolster, the cushion, whatever you have there. Just hover here. Keep your front heel heavy. Keep breathing. All right, let's come all the way down. Both knees underneath you. And we'll switch sides. So step, find your 90-degree bend in both. Come up, hands to the hips. And here we go. Down, up. So we're trying to touch the knee down if possible every time. So if you're getting thirsty, that means that you're already a little bit dehydrated. So make sure you keep hydrating yourself. That's important. How's your balance here? 8 more. Last 4 now. Two and 1. Now we come down and we hover just above the pillow with the knee. Keep breathing. Keep holding. All right, and then we come down. So let's recover down here a little bit. Let's do child's pose. So we'll untuck the toes, sit back, stack your hands, rest your forehead. All right, now let's come up. Coming all the way up to standing now, so take your time. You don't want to get dizzy. Use your chair if you need it. So we're done with the pillow for now. Let's do a couple of stretches that are going to feel so good after what we just did. Let's go back to that quadricep stretch here. Knees are side by side, heel to hip. And then cross that same leg over, and here's where you're going to hold your chair if you need to. Sit back with your hips. Keep your chest up. So you should feel that in the folded leg. You should feel that in the side of your hip. And then come up, we'll do the other side. Heel to hip, eyes on a focal point. And then cross and sit down. Push the hips back. Let's come up. We have one more stretch to do now, and it involves reaching up as well as doing something with our lower body. So take your right leg behind, push your hips out to the right, and raise your right arm up and over. Oh, that feels so nice. All the way down the side of the body into the legs. And then switch. Left leg back and push your hips out to the left. All right, let's come up. Now we're coming down to the floor. We're going to be on our hands and knees. Wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. Abdominals in, shoulders away from the ears. So we'll inhale, and on the exhale, reach opposite arm and leg. So come down, inhale, exhale, reach. Now as we do this, we want to keep the hips stationary, keep the low back nice and still, keep the shoulders away from the ears, and of course keep breathing. So we're working on our core strength and a little bit of hip strength and shoulder strength as well. If this is a challenge for your balance, then this will help you develop better balance. Always a good thing to develop. Now we're going to add to this. So we inhale, on the exhale, reach. On the inhale, go out to the corners and come back in. Inhale, come down. and switch. So if you have a mat, you're going to go out to the corners of your mat. If you don't have a mat, just imagine that you're on a mat. So we want to go in a straight line, and then a diagonal line with the arm and leg, and then back to a straight line. So this should feel a little more challenging than the first version. We have one more of these. All right, now we're going to sit back in a resting pose, child's pose. So sit your hips back. You can open your knees wider. You can stack your hands and rest your forehead. Take a few deep breaths here. Let your back recover. Let your body recover a little bit. All right, we'll come up, and now we're coming all the way down. Bring your elbows underneath your shoulders, and we'll prop ourselves up and do the Sphinx pose. So lift your chest, lengthen your legs out behind you. Make sure that your neck is not disappearing into your shoulders like this. Push and lengthen, draw the chin in. All right, now we're going to try to lift up to this height, or get close to that anyway, and we'll do some cobras to get there. So come on down, slide your hands back, elbows narrow, draw the chin in, inhale, lift up, and exhale, lower down. So we want to lift with the back muscles, not with the arms. Keep the legs close by one another. Keep your shoelaces on the floor, or as close as you can get. Shoulders down. Let's do two more. And then we'll go back to the Sphinx pose. So elbows under shoulders. Lift your chest, stay here. A little stretch through your abdomen. Open your chest. All right, then we're coming back up to our hands and knees, and we're going to turn over. So bring your legs out in front of you. Make sure you can see me easily. So if you need to turn sideways, make sure you do that. We'll come all the way down. Draw the knees into the chest. Let your back relax here. Now we'll start with some crunches, so take your hands behind your head, open your elbows up, just leave your knees into your chest, and then exhale and come up. Inhale, come down. As you lift, keep this space between chin and chest. Keep the elbows wide to the side. One more. Now we'll add a twist. So your shoulder comes across toward your opposite knee. Shoulder toward opposite knee. So instead of wrapping your elbow across, I want you to twist from your waist. Makes it much more effective. We're going to make it even tougher, if you're okay with a little bit tougher, by stretching one leg out. So you're still twisting towards your knee. So when we come back to the center, both knees come in together. For now. Keep the elbows open. So getting stronger in our core Today we worked on our legs as well, our whole lower body. Now instead of the knees coming in, here's what we'll do. One leg forward and then the other leg forward. So you're going to rock from side to side from one shoulder blade to the other. Make sure you're not holding your breath here. If you get tired, you just come back to the knees to the chest position. Work at your own pace, that's important. Now the same thing we're doing with the legs, but we'll come up to the center, up to the center. So this is getting pretty tough. You make sure you rest if you need to. All right, let's come down, head and shoulders down, bring the knees into the chest, and rock from side to side, relax. So next, we're going to stretch our legs a little bit. So extend your left leg out, right leg comes up, pull the leg in, and then inhale. Stretch the arms overhead, stretch the legs out, and as you exhale, pull the other leg in. Again, stretch out. Take your time with this one and pull in. Let's do that again. So now we're going to add the core work back in. So we stretch out. That's your inhale. Now exhale, lift your nose towards your knee and stretch out. Nose to knee, or get as close as you can. So now we'll make it tougher. We're going to reach past the leg, reach past, try to come up high, and then again. We got two more. Last one. All right, let's rest. This time we're going to circle the knees around. So steer your knees in one big, slow circle around. Feels nice on the back. And then go the other way. Now turn toward me. We're going to stretch our legs a little bit here. So turn toward me. You can be up on your elbow, or you can be here with your head resting on your arm. We're going to pull the heel toward the hip, the same one we did earlier from a standing position. Back your knee up a little bit. Feel the stretch. And then we'll come up and we'll do the same thing on the other side. So bring your feet to the other end. Come on down. Back your knee up. Feel the wonderful stretch in your leg and the front of your hip. All right, it's time for us to finish with a cool down. So we'll sit up. If you need to, you can sit up on your cushion. I'm going to do that. Makes it a lot easier to sit, makes it easier for your hips and your back. More comfortable for your knees and your ankles too. Sit with your legs folded. Take your arms out to the sides. Inhale. Let's lean over to the right on the exhale. And then come back to the center. Inhale, over to the other side as you exhale. Feel the stretch in your waist, your lower back. And then come back to the center. Now we'll bring the soles of the feet together. So this is going to stretch through the groin, the inner thigh. Let the knees drop open, and then lean forward as far as you can. Now if it's easier for you, you can push with your hands from the back, or you can just bring your arms in front. All right, now I'm going to turn sideways so you can see what we're doing here. We'll bring one leg out in front. Let's make it our right leg. Right leg out in front. Fold the left leg in and then lean forward. So you're still sitting up on your cushion if you need to, otherwise you're down on the floor like this. Feel the stretch in the back of your right leg. And then we'll come up and switch. So get a nice big lift up through the crown of your head first, and then come forward. So be careful this isn't happening to your chin. Draw your chin in. Feels much better on the neck. All right, and then we'll come up. Let's bring both legs out in front of us. Put a little bend in your knees. Sit up tall and lean forward. Reach alongside your calves, your ankles, or even your heels. Grab on. Feel the stretch in the back, the backs of the legs, the lower back. All right, and then we'll come up. Sit with your legs folded, take your hands around behind, interlace your fingers, or if you need to, hold your towel, and then draw your shoulder blades back, lift your chest. Take a few deep breaths into the front of your torso. And then release that. Now from here, take one hand across and twist, look over your shoulder. And then the same thing to the other side. So lift up through the crown of your head as you twist. Thank you so much for joining me today. Thank yourself for being here and getting stronger and more fit. I'll see you next time.